Barton.
Thank you, Deputy Leader. I rise to support this motion and acknowledge the member for Lingiari for bringing this significant matter before the House. And at its heart, this motion speaks to something fundamental: the right of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women and children to live safely, free from violence. The Our Ways, Strong Ways, Our Voices plan represents a significant step forward. It is the first dedicated national framework focused specifically on ending family, domestic and sexual violence against Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, and importantly, has been developed in genuine partnership with communities. That partnership matters. For too long, responses have been shaped without fully listening to those most affected. This plan reflects a different approach, one that places Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voices at the centre. And we are here because Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women have led the way. They have spoken out, shared their experiences and called for action, and this plan answers that call. The government's investment into Aboriginal community-controlled organisations recognises that communities themselves are best placed to lead. These organisations are trusted, culturally grounded and deeply connected to the people they serve. In my electorate of Barton, we see this leadership in action. Organisations such as Alawa Aboriginal Corporation, along with other First Nations services across the electorate and neighbouring electorates, play a vital role in supporting women and families. They deliver not just services, but culturally safe spaces where people feel understood and supported. Recently, I had the opportunity to meet with Shaylee Matthews and Charlene McKenzie from Alawa Aboriginal Corporation. We spoke at length about the challenges facing Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women experiencing domestic and family violence. What stood out in that conversation was just how complex these challenges are. It's not just about leaving a violent situation. It is about access to safe housing and about staying connected to culture and community, about trust in the system, and about ensuring that support services are culturally appropriate and accessible. They spoke about the barriers women face, fear, isolation, and the difficulty of navigating systems that are not always designed with their needs in mind. But they also spoke about strength, the strength of women who are seeking safety for themselves and their children, the strength of the communities coming together to support one another, and the strength of Aboriginal-led organisations working tirelessly, often with limited resources, to meet these needs. And this plan backs that work, because the statistics we are dealing with are deeply confronting. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women experience significantly higher rates of violence, hospitalisation, and tragically loss of life due to family violence. These are not just figures, they represent real people, real families, and real communities. Addressing this requires more than one-size-fits-all response. It requires solutions that are designed with community, delivered by community, and grounded in cultural understanding. And that is what this plan seeks to do. From mobile outreach services and emergency accommodation to programs that support women to leave violence safely and rebuild their lives, these initiatives are practical and necessary. Equally important are the preventative measures, programs that support families early, strengthen connections to culture and engage men and boys in addressing the root causes of violence, because prevention is key to long-term change. This plan also aligns with our commitments under the Closing Gap, particularly in reducing family violence and supporting the well-being of children and families. But beyond frameworks and targets, this is about people. It is about ensuring that every woman feels safe, that every child grows up free from fear, and that communities are empowered to lead their own healing. I also want to acknowledge Auntie Barbara Sims Keeley, a Bidjigal, Weagle and Wandawandi elder, who has generously shared her life story with many people in my electorate of Barton. Auntie Barb spoke not only of the challenges that many Aboriginal women face when dealing with domestic and family violence, but also the strength and the resilience from within the community. Those in advocacy, in community organisations and on the front lines who have driven this work forward. Their voices are reflected in this plan. And our responsibility is to ensure that this is not just a plan on paper, it must translate into real outcomes, funding reaching the ground, services being strengthened, and communities being supported over the long term.
And I thank the member for Barton. There being no further speakers, the debate is adjourned and the resumption of the debate will be made in order of the day for the next sitting, and I call the clerk.
Private members' business.